Greetings and God bless. I wanted to talk about why somebody impersonating a trusted agent of the public good is a bad idea. So let's say somebody impersonates a police officer. Is that bad? Imagine somebody impersonating a child's parent at the hospital to pick up a newborn, or somebody impersonating a doctor. Would you regard that as a bad thing? Of course. And so the past year and a half, 2 years, there's been a lot of people that are impersonating medical personnel, and they are not trained providers. They are not experts in um, clinical, what's that phrase? Like just proven science. They are people who have been brainwashed into a cult. And so, it's May 2022. We have a lot of evidence that shows us how to be responsible for our own selves. And this is a constitutional republic, and we have bodily autonomy. But some people uh, think that they are doctors, and they think that they are in charge of other people. And the thing is, those very same people who think they're my doctor or who think that they are my king, they're not paying for my rent. They're not paying for my bills. They're not making sure I do my laundry. They're not providing my laundry services. They're not providing me anything. All they want to do is be a petty tyrant over my life, and in a medical way, in a physiological way, impairing my breathing, impairing uh, my my identity, and also um, injecting genetic modification liquids into my bloodstream. And I understand some people are terrified, and if they're terrified, they need to stay home and be terrified, because the past 2 years, my life, I've just been out and about. Everybody's been fine. I've been fine. It is the people that have bought into this cult has that have where I've noticed there's been stuff, and they've been at home. They haven't been interacting with people. So, and they haven't been interacting with me, those that have had consequences. And why does it matter to me, particularly as somebody who is trained in iridology, fermentation, um, body work? So, when you're a practitioner of healing modalities, like true healing modalities, traditional healing modalities, or um, just anything that's kind of new and cutting edge, we're always told that we have to be careful. We can't be providing medical care. Like if you're a body worker, iridologist, or whatever, you can't, if you're doing handwriting analysis, like you can't say anything referring to that this is going to heal you, or you can't do a diagnosis, or you just can't do anything medical. But somehow all of that went out the window. Now, the thing is, a body worker or somebody who's using tuning forks, they still cannot say, they still cannot diagnose, even though the grocery clerk is diagnosing you as having an infection, their manager is diagnosing you as having an infection. Like, it's absolute insanity, and it's like I do not understand how all the alternative practitioners who have had to walk on eggshells from the very start. Whenever you're taking a training, they're saying you need to be careful to avoid impersonating or even vaguely giving whiffs of impersonating a medical doctor. And but anyways, your local bagging clerk, your local just person on the street thinks that now they're a doctor, and they think now they get to, sorry about that, they think that they get to suffocate you and inject you. And if you don't want to be suffocated and injected, then you should go to an education camp. Like, that's where we're at right now, it seems to me. And if you believe that only trained doctors, only trusted people get to be doctors, then you need to stand up, and you need to say no. That grocery clerk is not going to tell me that I am infected. That restaurant manager is not going to tell me that I am infected just because I'm here, just because I'm behaving and in the same health that I had 2 years ago. So, folks, you really do have to um, have a backbone, and yeah, it's uncomfortable. I don't like doing it either. But if you are still, as of May 2020, if you are experiencing discrimination, you need to inform your your local civil rights department in your city. And if there's other departments that apply, like if this is happening with your employer, or if this is happening with housing, there's different departments. I'm still new to this. I'm trying to like live my life, I like, and I don't want to be in somebody's cult. It's fine if somebody else wants to be in their cult, be in your cult, be a vegan if you want to be a vegan, or be keto if you want to be keto. Neither of those apply to me. Neither of those are my thing. But I'm not going to cramp anybody's style. But that keto person doesn't get to force me to intermittently fast, and that vegan doesn't get to force me to stop eating meat. Just like I don't get to make the vegan eat meat or make the keto person eat carbs. But somehow um, everybody's surrendered humanity to these insane people. So I mean, I feel like we've jumped the shark and it's the end. But even if it is the end, let's try to make the end as better as like a better quality decline of civilization than a complete catastrophe. So those are my thoughts. And seriously, like, for those who haven't ever been an alternative practitioner, we're supposed to never practice medicine without a license. Like, that is a very dangerous thing. And yet, the past 2 years, your local grocer, your local gas station attendant, your local restaurant manager, or your employer, all have been practicing medicine without a license if they expect you to suffocate yourself or inject yourself, and that's illegal. That's a big deal. So many, if you like, prior to 2020, so many acupuncturists and chiropractors and whatever had to be very careful about not appearing to practice medicine without a license. But because the AMA actually goes out after people, the AMA, the FDA, like, they have like SWAT teams, and I forget what the term is, but they do these crazy, terrifying invasions, home invasions of doctors who are curing cancer and stuff like that. But did anybody get held accountable for practicing medicine without a license the past 2 years? Like, all I can say is Jesus return soon, because this is absolutely outrageous, and it's the end of civilization. But we don't have to take the end like sitting down and on our knees. So please stand up for what's right. And I'm surprised that, I mean, so many alternative practitioners just haven't seen the problem here. They haven't noticed, the hypocrisy. And the thing is, like, when and these alternative practitioners, so many have been practicing for a decade or decades, and I haven't heard anyone point out, wow, this is kind of strange. I had to be careful. And, I had to get 1,000 hours and, spend like $10,000 or $250,000 to be a naturopath. And still I had to be careful, but now the local restaurant manager gets to practice medicine without a license just because, I just think it's very, it's like a joke, I mean, like, on paper, this is absolutely ridiculous. It's in reality, it's very terrible, like, what the lockdowns have done, but I just wanted to point that out. So, thank you for listening, and God bless.